Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody joining us in our webinar today. So I think we're about ready. We've got David and Kartik on the line, so I wanted to introduce them both to you in the audience today. Today we've got David Green, who's the Director of Product Management and Community Cloud here at Salesforce, and Kartik Viswanda. And Kartik Viswanda is the Director of Innovation at Neuroflash and also a longtime Salesforce MVP. And we're really happy to have them joining us here today to discuss how to make better communities with this thing that you might be familiar with called Lightning. So as we progress to the next slide, I'll share with you that all these statements are forward-looking statements. So if you are considering purchases or things like that, you need to be aware that these are kind of forward-looking statements, so you should base your purchase decision on what's available to you right now. And as I mentioned before, if you want to go social with us, you can either reach out to David or Kartik directly or ping us at Salesforce Devs, and if you'd like to use the hashtag ForceWebinar, we would love that. So let's go ahead and get started. I think, David, you wanted to go over the agenda here?
Yeah, good. Thanks for the introduction, and thanks everyone for taking the time out of your morning, day, or evening to join into the webinar. So from an agenda perspective, what Kartik and I wanted to cover is just a quick introduction and discussion around the evolution of the Community Cloud product. That's something that I will be leading up, and then handing it off to Kartik to actually dive into some pretty exciting content in the webinar around what we're doing with the Lightning community templates, some of the new functionality that we've rolled out that hopefully will be some interesting things you guys can actually start picking up and working with today to deliver more engaging, personalized, and targeted community experiences to your customers. Then we'll make sure we wrap up with Q&A at the end. So the evolution of community clouds. Kartik, if you don't mind going to the next slide. So I always like to start off with just grounding everyone again on what Community Cloud is, because we always hear the word community. That means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But here at Salesforce, we like to think about Community Cloud as the combination of three concepts. The first concept is when we look at sort of the traditional websites that are out there in the wild today, this is usually where a lot of companies are engaging directly with their customers through visually rich and engaging, personalized and targeted experiences. So there's a lot of goodness that's happening there, but it tends to be very much one-way communication. It's a company talking to their customers or potentially talking to their partners. The second concept that we like to look at is the classic world of portals. And so in this world, it's all about being able to expose business data, business logic, business processes, and workflows out to the end user that's engaging with the system. So this is going to be some of your classic portal plays of partners coming in to engage potentially on deals that they might be working with, or even just exposing information out to customers about their account that they might have with the company. And the third piece is around social or collaboration. And this is really where we like to think Community Cloud differentiates ourselves, because we bring this natively into the experience. And I always like to think about this as happening in many different forms. Social collaboration can simply be peer-to-peer in a self-service community, so customers helping customers. It could be a service agent who's actually working on a complaint or an issue that a customer has opened. And it also could extend all the way out to partners being able to collaborate jointly on deals that they might be working with for another company. So when we think about Community Cloud, I just like to think about bringing these three concepts together, and that's really our secret sauce at the end of the day and how we like to think about everything that guides us from a product development perspective. So we can go to the next slide. So briefly, here's a quick evolution of the product itself for those of you who may not be very familiar with where things have come from over the last few years. So starting back in 2013, this was really when Community Cloud was officially launched. And at that point in time, when we launched the product, everything was built on the classic Visualforce platform. So this brought a lot of great opportunity and richness to our partners and customers to start building communities and experiences that connect their customers, partners, and employees. But as you can imagine, we had a lot of feedback from our customers and, quite frankly, from our partners around the fact that while building out custom Visualforce portals, websites, etc., is a great first start, really what we need to do is provide folks with a better way to be more efficient with their build, to be able to actually get to market faster, reduced overall cost, ROI, and really enable the business to start making changes to the community as it grows and evolves without having to rely on custom IT development. And that's really what brought us to the launch of the customer service lightning template, or fondly known as Napili, in 2015. So this was our first foray into the world of lightning, where the focus was really on delivering an out-of-the-box experience that was responsive from day one. It was focused on being able to leverage the power of lightning and lightning components for being able to deliver faster time to market. And with the launch of Community Builder, being able to give the business some of that power to make customizations to the community without relying on custom development code. So when we fast forward to where we are today, and that's really with the launch of Lightning Bolt that we made at Dreamforce last year. And with Lightning Bolt, we're trying to take Lightning templates and Lightning communities to that next level, which is really focusing on how partners, such as yourselves, can use Lightning and Lightning communities to deliver out-of-the-box, packaged, end-to-end solutions for customer-facing, partner-facing, and employee-facing experiences that are leveraging some of the industry best practices that you've developed, as well as being able to focus on the concept of reuse. So instead of building a custom one-off Visualforce portal for every customer you're working with, really the power behind Lightning Bolt is efficiencies around, for our partners, how to make it easier for you to go build those great, rich, engaging experiences and then reuse that down the road. So the last slide that I just want to speak to is really how we think about Community Cloud and the product itself is essentially built on top of the customer success platform. So as we start from the bottom and work our way up, Community Cloud is natively integrated into the Salesforce platform. So everything that comes with the Salesforce platform, from identity, sharing of permissions, APIs, workflows, etc., all of that is going to be natively integrated into Community Cloud. So again, at the end of the day, we're not asking customers to go to different places to build different things. That is the focus of Community Cloud, and making sure that we are leveraging the strength of sitting on top of the world's #1 CRM. As we move up the stack, Einstein comes into play, and we won't focus on Einstein during this call, but you'll definitely hear more about Einstein and communities going forward. And this is essentially going to be all of our intelligence and AI that's powering all of the business workflows, processes, etc., and then how we expose those out into end user experiences within communities, very similar to the internal Lightning experience today. And then the last piece, we'll skip through workspaces, but with Lightning Community Builder, and we'll spend some time walking through this, this is essentially our drag and drop visual declarative editing tool on how we're making it easier for partners and customers to create those compelling experiences. And this is really where we have a big focus on a lot of joint work with our partner ecosystem, from a lot of our partners who have built out custom Lightning components on AppExchange, for communities that our customers are able to download and extend functionality, to Lightning Bolt, which is a new option for our partners to actually build and package those end-to-end solutions that sit on top of Community Builder and the Communities platform. So hopefully with those three things in mind, sets great context for the rest of the webinar, where Kartik is going to take us a little bit deeper into the Lightning Community templates and some of the new features that have rolled out over the last few releases that are going to bring a lot of this to life. So Kartik, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, David. That was a great intro about the evolution of the Lightning communities. So today I wanted to cover a few parts of the Lightning community template that has undergone tremendous makeover in the past 2 releases. One is the community builder, and the other one is the community theming and the bold solutions. So before jumping on into the demo, I just wanted to give an introduction of what a Lightning community template is. So out of the box for the past few releases, you might have seen the communities primarily using various templates like Napili, Koa, or Cocoa. And the extent of customization or the customizing those templates is minimal. So if you're building a community in Salesforce using each of those templates, all for multiple customers, they pretty much look the same. So with the Lightning community templates, Salesforce is enabling the customers and the partners to go beyond the standard Napili template and build their own theming, branding into the community so that it looks totally different, completely different than the standard Napili template. Think of that as like a WordPress website where you have all these different templates, you have all these different plugins available, and you can customize your WordPress website based on what you want it to look like. Exactly taking the similar concept, a Lightning community template will allow you to customize your community to what you need it to be looking like. So using the component logic, which is the Lightning components, the page layouts, and the theming and the branding. So when we go into the demo, you'll be able to see all the different options that will allow you to do that using the Lightning community templates. Themes, as I said, themes will allow you to customize the outer shell. So if you look at a community template, you have like two parts to it. One is the outer shell that contains the navigation bar, the search bar, and the profile, and at the bottom footer section. And then you have an inner shell, which is pretty much your page layout. When you navigate from one page to another page within a community, the outer shell remains the same. So the outer shell does not change, but all the inner page content, whether you go from a list of articles to an article detail, a list of records to a record detail, the inner shell is the one that keeps changing. Providing the ability to make changes to that outer shell is what theming is. You can add like your own branding. You can add your own styling to these outer shells via using the page theme layouts in communities. So I'm going to skip this slide because we'll jump into the demo and we'll see a lot more about how this custom theme layout can be built. So why don't we just do that? Let's jump into the demo, and I'm gonna show you each and every piece. So I'll start with the community workspaces. If you don't know how to get into this one, so if I go to an internal org or maybe setup, if you search for communities, so you see, if by default you should be seeing something called as a manage and builder option here, but I enabled the community workspaces for my communities. So when I click on this one, it is taking me to this new thing. Salesforce says it's the new center of your community's universe, where you have the ability to navigate across various functions like the builder, moderation, administration, dashboards, targeting, etc. And you also have on the right side all the different quick links that will allow you to navigate into the internal Salesforce org. What I wanted to focus first on is the builder. When you click on the builder, you'll be seeing a totally different view compared to the previous releases. And you have this really nice preview of your community running behind the scenes. And then you have all these different options that will allow you to customize your community. On the left-hand side, if you see, there is this component, which is all the standard out-of-the-box Lightning components that are available, but also your custom components that you might have within your organization, or you might have installed it from the App Exchange that can be dragged and dropped using this community builder onto your community. And then the second piece in the builder is the branding capabilities. Let me do one thing. I just wanted to reset everything to the standard community template. So this is how a community looks like when you create a new community using the Nepili template. This is how you will be seeing a community. And then using the builder, you can drag and drop multiple various Lightning components. Like if you wanted to drag, this one is a headline component, which I dragged and dropped. And you can also do some branding and customizations. For example, I wanted to make changes to my color using, I can use these palettes and I can make the changes. Or if I wanted to insert a logo, let's see. You just choose a logo and then you insert it and it shows up on the left side. And or if I wanted to change the header image, let's see. This is all the customizations that you can do using the community builder. And the page structure will provide you all the different Lightning components that are present on your page, and also different sections within each of these sections. So on the template header, I don't have any Lightning components, but on the template header, I have a search bar, a profile header, and a navigation menu. And the bottom, I don't have template header bottom does not have include any components. But on the content header, I have a headline. So if you wanted to highlight where the headline component is, you just click on this piece, and it will show you the headline component, and you can make changes here. And then the content has the featured topics. The fourth part of the community builder that is present on the screen is like the settings screen. This has a lot of features, and each and every feature is a webinar by itself. But I just wanted to like quickly show you all the different options that you have. We have in the community builder settings. So the general settings are, you can change the title of the community. You can look at the URL that is available for you when it is published. And you can see the user profile. The guest user profile is the profile that is used if you are enabling this community to be available for the public. And if you wanted to display data from any of your custom objects, or if you wanted to expose any of the pages, you can click on this profile, and then you can make the changes to that profile. So that's here in the guest user profile. And then you also have the option to set up the navigational topics and the featured topics to manage the content in your community. So on the theming side, I'll get into the theming when I'll show you exactly what the theming is. You have options to choose, again, as you mentioned, you have options to choose various themes for your community. By default, the customer service theme is nothing but it's the Nepili theme. So when you create a community using a Nepili theme, the customer service is the one that shows up in this section. But you can create various multiple themes, and you can assign those themes to these different layout types or the pages. We also have an option to create multiple languages. Salesforce supports up to like I think 16 languages. We can create multiple languages using the site.com settings. Some of the options that you have in the community builder are like to add your Google Analytics tracking IDs, or if you wanted to add additional CSS styling or the markup to override the standard header head page, like adding meta tags or adding viewports and all the stuff, you can do that in here. So updates will allow, it will show you if there are any updates from your previous versions to the current version. Right now, my Nepili template, if I'm using the Nepili template, it's all up to date, so I don't have to make any updates. And the last piece is the developer section, where it allows you to export a template or export a page from within the communities. So this is the piece that is actually bringing in everything together. So when we build a custom template, custom theme in the communities, we should have the ability to distribute that particular theme or template. And the distribution capabilities are given using this functionality where you can export a solution and it will allow you to add it to a managed package, or you can export a page which will allow you to add it to the managed package as a flexi page. So this will and then the managed package can be installed in a different org where a new template is available for that target org's admin to create the community using that. So that's the developer section. And some of the other options that you have in the community builder is navigating from one page to another page. So by default, out of the box, Salesforce provides a lot of standard pages or template pages. You can see like the home page, article detail, contact support, create record. So these are all the standard pages. You can also create your own custom pages, but you have the option to navigate and also modify the settings of a page. Till now, on the left-hand side, all the settings that you have seen are for the community. Now, the settings that you're seeing are for the individual pages. So you see these three different dots. So when you select those three dots, it will give you the properties for the individual page. It has options like setting up the SEO, page access. It also has options to modify the page layout. So what this means is you might, within your community or within your portal, you might have some pages that are taking the full width. And you might have some pages that are 2 columns or 3 columns or like taking maybe 2 or 3 rows. So all these different options you might have. So you can choose from the different content layouts that are available out of the box, or alternatively, you can create your own custom content layout or a page layout. And it shows up on this same section. And then you also have the option to choose the theme layout type. So this is again a new functionality that came up in the last release. Before that, so whenever you apply a theme, there was an option to only choose one theme, and that theme applies globally. So you create a custom theme to your community, and you're applying that theme to all the pages. But sometimes, or most of the times, the use cases might be, you might have a very specific theme for a home page. You might have a very specific theme for your login on the authentication pages. And then you might have a different theme for all the inner pages, like the content pages. So in order to provide that matrix facility or matrix capability, there is something called as a theme layout type, where you map each theme that you're creating to a specific type, and then you define that type onto the page. So a theme is a one-to-one mapping to the theme layout type, and then you can choose which theme layout type that each individual page can use. So right now I'm saying that the theme layout type is home, but for like other detail pages and all, I might say like the theme layout type might be inner. And for this one also, the theme layout type might be inner. So you have that option. So a theme can be mapped to the layout type, and the layout type can be mapped to multiple pages within the community. So that is how this one works. And the last thing that I wanted to show in the properties is the page variation. So page variations is the capability of providing the visibility to different profiles within your organization. What that means is, so if you have a home page and you have like a lot of content on the home page, but you wanted to restrict the visibility of that content to specific profiles, where you might have a moderator in your community, and the moderator should see things like reporting and dashboards on the home page. But you have like all the other members of the community who might not be interested in seeing any of the reports, or who does not need to see any of those reports. So what you can do is you can create a different variation of the page by saying new page variation, and then all you have to do is you drag and drop the components that are needed for that page variation, and then you can assign that variation of the page to a specific profile or to a specific geography. So sometimes if you have same page but different content for different countries or different locations, you can do that as well using the page variations. So those are all the new things that came up in the past few releases in the community builder. Most of the other things that you might see is like things like undoing, setting up the view mode to mobile, tablet, or desktop. By default, the Napili or the customer service template is enabled to be responsive. So when you turn them on the mobile or on the desktop, it has the ability to render based on the tablet or the mobile view modes. And then you also have the option to preview it. You can preview it here, or you can just open it in the new tab, and also option to publish it. One of the good things with the preview and publish buttons is that you might have a published community that is live, and if you wanted to make changes within the production org and you wanted to see how things are looking, you can just make the changes without publishing, and then you can preview them. And when you think that you're ready, you can click on the publish button, and then it goes live to everyone else. So that's in a nutshell about the community builder. So let's jump on into the second piece, building community templates. So for this one, I'm gonna pop up into the code. I'm gonna show you how to create a custom community template. And again, it's nothing but another Lightning component. So if you are familiar with how to creating the Lightning components, it's the same concept. You're just implementing another interface, and then like adding all these different sections to that Lightning component, and that's how you create a template. But let me. So my the end product that I wanted my community to look like is this one. So right now the community is like this. So this is a standard community, and I want to show you some examples. So if you look at some of the examples of the standard Napili communities, like maybe TruePhone, which is a live community, or OpenX, this is a live community as well. So if you look at this, the structure of the community is pretty much the same. You have the search bar on the top, you have all the topics and discussions. It's the same. So these two communities are using the Napili out of the box template and using the community builder to make some customizations, but not beyond that. Now with the new capabilities of community templates, this is how the new community will look like. It's the same thing. So you have a navigation bar, you have the My Profile section, and you also have the topics. You can see all these different topics at the bottom. So how I made it is using the templates. So let me go into my developer console. Okay. I always forget where it is. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to do a Lightning component. So let's say so as soon as you implement force community.theme layout, that's the interface that you need to implement, force community theme layout. As soon as you implement that, and if I save it, so I named it webinar demo template. So now if I go to my community builder, I go into my settings, on the theme. Oh, let me refresh it. You can see that I have a new theme layout called Webinar Demo Template. Well, obviously, if I choose it, I won't. It will give me a warning message saying that some of the regions might not appear because there's nothing in here. And as soon as I choose it, you can see on the background, everything disappeared pretty much. What that means is, I created an empty theme layout and I applied that empty theme layout to the home page. So I don't have anything in here. So if I wanted to display my inner content, all I have to do is apply v.body, which is nothing but it displays the inner content for you. And I refresh this page. So it is showing up my inner content. So now I have a theme. I customize the theme layout, and I put in the v.body, which is the standard attribute that will display the inner content. And it's showing up the inner content, which is nothing but the featured topics and the headline lightning component that I dragged and dropped. And that's it. So what happened to my profile bar? What happened to my navigation bar, my Omnibox? So in order for me to add some of those, you can either decide, as a community template builder, you can say like, okay, I wanted to build a template, but I don't want it to display my search bar, or I don't want my nav bar on the top, or I don't want my feature topics or the body in the middle, but I want it at the bottom. So you can choose how your template looks like. You can also leverage the out-of-the-box components that Salesforce is providing us as a part of the Nepili template within your custom theme layout. So the way to do it is, I'm gonna, in the interest of time, I'm gonna just copy and paste some of the code here, and I'm gonna walk you through that. So I copied a lot of stuff, but I wanted to talk about some of the out-of-the-box attributes that Salesforce uses as a part of the customer service template or the Nepili template that we can leverage. So some of them are navbar. Navbar is the navigation bar that you see. The profile menu is the profile menu on the top right that will show you different options about your profile. Omnibox is the search bar. And if you look at the type, everything is the array of Aura component. What this means is you can add like multiple components to it. It's an array of Aura component. And I do have, so what I did was I defined this predefined set of attributes, and then I placed them in various regions that I want them to be. So I don't, so I want the navigation bar to be in some of the divs where I applied different styles. So I want this nav bar here. I want my profile menu next to on the top right corner next to the nav bar. I want my Omnibox at the bottom, or I want my demo content all the way at the bottom. So I have this ability to place these different standard components within my theme layout, or I have the ability to completely rip it off and then create my own versions of these things. So let me save it. Well, I'm sure that the styling is not yet applied. So if I wanted to apply the styling. So in order to apply the styling, all you have to do is like add styles to the CSS component. So let me come here. So I added styles. This definitely looks like a lot of CSS, but in order to get the output that you're seeing that has all these different really nice graphics and all, this requires some CSS, and then again it's fairly straightforward if you know how to do the styling and all. One thing that you might notice is dot this. This is a way to namespace your styling classes tied to your component. So if you don't have dot this, and then you might have multiple components in your page or in your community. If you don't have dot this, it kind of adversely affects the other classes as well. So this will allow you to namespace everything. So now let me save this piece. And one of the other things that I can nice things is that on the design, when you say label and then you give a nice name, it shows up that name when you are choosing the theme. So if you go to the settings, the theme, you see how it's it's giving you that name. So at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at the template, it gets changed to like this. So this is how you have everything. So you have all this navigation bar on the top instead of at the middle, and then you have my profile on the top as well. And then you have all the different feature topics on the bottom. And some of the things that you might notice is like, okay, fine, when I click on this one, now it is taking you to this page that looks like a standard Napili. The reason why it's happening is the topic detail page is, where is it? Or article detail page. The page is using a inner theme layout, and the setting for the inner theme layout is customer service, which is the Napili one. But if we wanted to use a different theme for the details page, so let's say my details page, which is this one, my Olympics data, my details page should look like this, where I don't have the search bar omnibox, I don't have that middle area, but I have the ability to navigate to home or to different topics or to details. So this is a different way to create another theme. So the way that theme looks like is, if I go to my custom themes, where is my custom theme? Okay. So all I did was I have a navbar, and then I defined my own custom regions. I defined it as region A and region C, and then what I did was I put the navbar on the top, the region A and the region C, and in between the body. So if you look at my page and I go to the back to the builder, so this one is, let me open the page structure. On the page structure, you can see I have navbar, which is this piece. I have a region A, and that has the headline. And then I have, where is region C? I have region C. I don't have anything on the region C, which is at the bottom. That's the region C. And in the middle, I have the body piece, which is the actual internal inner page. So you have the ability, we have the ability to create our own custom themes as well. There is some other thing that I wanted to talk about is like the ability to customize your search interfaces or the profile menu interfaces as well. So for example, I have in my inner customer service one, when you click on this click customize thing, you have the option to either hide the header region and the navigation, which will hide the complete search and the navigation, or you also have the option to change how your search component looks like. What this means is like by default, you have this large search component and you can search for anything within the community. But if you wanted to customize your search component to look much smaller or customize the way the search works, you can use an interface called Force Community Search Interface. And as soon as you use that interface in your Lightning component, you have the ability to choose that custom search component here. So I say that I wanted to have my custom search, and then I wanted to have the same thing with the profile menu. You have the option to define your own custom profile menu. And the interface is Force Community Profile Menu Interface. So what I did was, for the inner theme layout type, I changed the search and the profile menu to be custom. And let me preview. And the inner one is, so now you see the search. The search bar is a small search bar. I mean, I did not apply any styling. And if you look at the profile menu, you have option 1 and option 2, which is the profile menu. So think of it as like, if you not want anything out of the box, but you want your own custom search, you want your own custom profile menu, you have the ability to do that as well. So now we did create a community template, a theme, we modified search and all. So how do we package it, or how do we export the whole solution? So the way we export the whole solution is, again, in the community builder, you go to this wrench icon or gear icon, and then in the developer, you have the option to export the solution. So let's say we need to add at least one image. So I don't know if I have any images. So let's add a Trailhead image. You can provide options to talk a little bit about like what the solution is. So when you click on the export, what it is doing is it is creating a lightning bolt solution that you can add to a managed package. So it says that a new community space exported bolt solution is created. So we can package it for the distribution. So you click on it, this one, you create a new package. Oops, I guess I'm having some issues here. Anyways, so when you create the package, it's the same manage package option that you have, and then you install the package in a target org, and you go to the communities. Create a new community. You can see the option available like this. So you have this option, just now created webinar, which is a lightning bolt solution. And when you choose this one, it does not export the whole the content. It exports like the styling and the theming and all. So it provides the ability for the target or the customer to use this and then leverage all the features and functionality that you are providing using the template, and then build on top of it. So this that's how it gives you these options. So that's, let's see. So that's so custom themes, custom theme layouts. I already showed you the demo. So that's pretty much it for today. I know it's a lot of content packed into like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. But I would definitely recommend you to look into different Trailhead modules on communities and on the Lightning components and start there. And with that, I wanted to turn it over to David or Arabelle.
Thank you very much, Kartik, for walking through this. I think it was very thorough, and we've had quite a lot of questions from the audience. It's great. It just shows that you guys are following along, super interested in what we've been walking through here. I just wanted to say, if you do want to ask further questions beyond this session, please do feel free to attend Trailhead DX, which will be taking place at Moscone West in late June. And there you can meet David in person. He'll be giving a session on communities and Community Builder. And we're hoping that Kartik will come out as well. But if you don't get a chance to make it out to the West Coast of the United States, Kartik will be on the East Coast in Boston at the Boston World Tour for Salesforce at the end of this month, so on May 31st. So if you did have any further questions, ask them then, but we'll just dive in to some of the questions that have been asked during this presentation so far. And we'll start with the first question that we see here, which is there a separate license or cost for Lightning Bolt?
Great. It's a great question. The answer is no. So Lightning Bolt is a feature that is available through Community Builder to any customer that or partner that has a Community Cloud license or has created a developer edition org where communities have been enabled. So no additional cost, no additional license. It is a feature that is available to everyone through Community Builder.
Great. That's great to hear. So I think the next question that we have here is, can we use Lightning templates for public sites?
Yes, you can. So with Lightning communities, you have the ability to create a fully public site, a fully private site, or a mix of the two. So for typical use cases of a public knowledge base, for example, that is something that you would probably have as completely public. Some of the classic partner portal scenarios would be completely private, so authenticated. And then some of the hybrid scenarios where you think about potentially a self-service site for a company, there may be some aspects of it that are publicly available and some aspects of it that are behind authentication. So you have that level of control in Lightning Communities through the Community Builder.
Great. And then this question has actually come up quite a lot during Kartik's demo, and it is there going to be demo code available on GitHub or in a package? So I think, Kartik, this one's for you.
Yes, so what I'll do is I will put the demo code on the GitHub, and then I will share the link that you will be receiving with the recording link into your email.
Great. That's good to hear. I think a lot of people will be jumping right on that afterwards. The next question that we have here is actually, this was also during your demo, Kartik. It was, why is there a locker next to the template header? And I think either of you guys can answer that one.
I can, this is David, I can probably jump in on that one so we don't throw Kartik to the wolves. So I think the question came up when we were in Community Builder looking at settings, I'm guessing in the head markup section. So with the Spring 17 release, we had, as part of the upcoming locker service enforcement, we have started to put some restrictions in place around what tags would or would not be supported in the head markup of Community Builder. Update on that, and you can find more information on the partner community, or of course reach out to me directly, is that with the Summer 17 release, we have actually relaxed some of those restrictions. So you're still seeing an older UI today in Community Builder, but going forward, that will be cleaned up with the Summer 17 release once we get closer to GA, and all tags that are currently supported will be allowed. So I think the big one that comes up is usually, can I include a script tag? And so the good news is the answer is yes, going forward with Summer 17, and would certainly encourage everyone to go out onto the partner community and read some of the latest updates around the revised locker service rollout plan that impacts both Lightning communities as well as anyone who's using the internal Lightning experience.
Great, yeah, and as David had mentioned before, he is super active on the partner community. So if you do want to take this conversation further, just jump on there and he could help you more on that community. So this is an interesting question here regarding communities. Is there a good real-world example that I could have a link to see communities in action?
Absolutely, yes. There's is multiple links that we can probably share. So I think for this one, I'll look to post as a follow-up to the webinar with several of the publicly accessible communities that are out there today. The one that I've recently been looking at lately is the new Hulu help site that rolled out a couple of weeks ago, and that's a Lightning community based off of the Pili template that's partner built with a custom theme applied. You can find that at help.hulu, HULU.com/S. And I'll be happy to post some additional links out to many of our other customers who have publicly accessible Lightning communities out there after the webinar.
Okay, so that was the Napili template you said.
Yes.
Okay, and I think there were a couple of different questions along the same lines. I'll just ask this one here. That is, can we customize the components that you give? For example, search and post publisher.
Great question. So I'll provide my answer, and then Kartik would love to hear some of your guidance and experience having dealt with this before as well. So with our out-of-the-box components, there are some components that we have exposed globally that are fairly easy for our partners to leverage inside of their own custom Lightning components. I think the biggest piece of feedback that we have right now that the team is coming up with a couple of different approaches around, however, is how we can make it easier for both of our partners and our customers to essentially stylize or customize our out-of-the-box components without rewriting everything as a custom component just to control the UI. So answer on that is there's a lot of effort in the works right now. With the Winter 18 release in Safe Harbor, we are rolling out a standalone search component as well as a few other standalone components that I know are somewhat of a pain to try and implement today. So that's a big focus for us. And we're also looking into how we can better support stylization or stylizing some of our out-of-the-box components without relying on manual CSS overrides, which I know some folks use today. It's definitely not a best practice I would recommend, just given the fact that I cannot guarantee that things might not change in the future. So great request, a lot of effort going into that. But Kartik, you've kind of lived and breathed some of this along with us, so interested to hear what your experience and guidance might be.
Yes, David, I think you pretty much covered the piece where, so if you wanted to customize from the styling and the branding perspective, the way you can do it today is using the CSS. I wouldn't say them as hacks, but ability to modify your search component using the CSS style classes. That's pretty much what I did when I built this demo. Is like I modified the navigation bar using the CSS, and that's how it's showing up. But if you wanted to build your own search interface, for example, I showed at the end of my demo, you can implement an interface called Force Community Search Interface, and you can build a Lightning component by implementing that interface. That will provide you the ability to use the search bar that you created instead of the Omnibox search that Salesforce provides. The same thing with the profile menu as well.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, Kartik. I think we are running up on time, so we have time for just one more question, and I think it's a popular one. So we have a lot of places for people to go for help directly from Kartik or from David, but where do we find official documentation regarding the Community Builder or Lightning Bolt or any sort of developer guide online? Where do we go?
Yeah, no, great question. So with the Summer 17 release, hopefully the good news is we are going to be rolling out, I would say, the first iteration of a developer's guide that's specific to Lightning communities. certainly realize that that has been in hot demand, quite frankly, for the last 2 to 3 releases. So it's been a focus of ours to get some of that documentation together that tends to be floating around out in the partner community with best practices. So certainly look for that. It should be available around the time of Summer 17 GA. But I will definitely be following back on this thread with everyone as soon as it's available to share that out. We will certainly be interested to see what other information you would love for us to document along the way and continue to grow and expand the coverage of that as we progress.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that also we will be having a webinar regarding the Summer 17 release in the next few weeks. So just stay tuned there, and then we will be serving up something more official for everybody, hopefully quite soon. So I think that has been a nice set of questions from the audience. Thank you all for that. We will be following up, as mentioned before, with questions on a blog post after this webinar concludes. But I just wanted to thank both Kartik and David for joining us today and sharing so much of their expertise and knowledge on Community Cloud. So thank you both.
Absolutely.
Okay, is there any final thoughts or comments, Kartik or David, before we conclude?
No, I think you can always reach out to me on my Twitter handle @logontokarthik if you have any follow-up questions, and I will be posting the source code on the GitHub and then sharing the link with you all. And looking forward to meeting you all in person, either at Trailhead DX or in the Boston World Tour.
And if you just can't wait, you can always check out Trailhead and check out the modules on Community Cloud that are available. So be sure to fill out the survey if you've made it this far with us today in the webinar, and we look forward to chatting with you further in the next one. So thank you both again.
Absolutely. Thanks for the time, everyone.
Thank you all.